Hi students, welcome to EPG Pathshala program. How are you? I am Dr. Shivaram Rao, Assistant Librarian and Officer on Special Duty, Central University of Kerala, Kasaragod. Welcome to EPG Pathshala course content. We will be discussing overview of emerging knowledge management tools, which is a part of paper called Special and Research Libraries. Now, what are the objectives of this particular presentation or the lecture? First, we will discuss introduction to knowledge management tools. Secondly, we will go for the categories of knowledge management tools. Thirdly, we will see some select examples of knowledge management tools and their emerging new or latest features of those such tools. At the end, we will summarize the activities which we have discussed in the various parts. Let us start with discussing briefly about what is knowledge management and why it is a systematic discipline, why it is emerged as a systematic discipline in today's world. KM, or largely people call it as like we call information technology as IT, like that knowledge management nowadays in the short form it is called as KM. Whatever we discuss, we say it is a KM. KM in academics, KM in government institutions, KM in hospitals, KM in technologies. Everywhere we are hearing this KM word. This knowledge management we can define as a systematic discipline, contains elements of many disciplines of hard and soft sciences. When I say hard and soft sciences are your scientific subjects and soft sciences are your social science or humanity fields. And it has a multiple sets of approaches to enable information and knowledge to grow and create value in an organization that may involve coordination of people and information. It also involves processes, workflows, and organization structures. Technologies are the tools to help in driving the knowledge management activities or knowledge management as a subject whole. Technologies as a tool to enable knowledge management drive in any institution or an organizations. Then another component is called lessons learned and the best practices which are part of any institutional or organized setup. Then alliances and communities of practice. These are some of the part of that knowledge management when we call it as a systematic discipline. Managing knowledge creation, production, and communication is a continuous and interactive process. This is very important. It is a continuous and is an interactive, highly interactive process which involves knowledge translation of tacit to explicit among individuals in an organization. Now, when I call it as a tacit, which is a knowledge which we cannot easily express, which is hidden in a human mind, which requires certain processes, certain environment, and certain cultural aspects so that we can convert the tacit knowledge into explicit knowledge, which can be documented in different formats. There are 4 key indicators that organization can use to evaluate KM-based learning systems, for example. Accessibility. Accessibility means it's highly portability. That means anytime, anywhere. We all nowadays use different types of gadgets, so-called smartphones, tablets, or you name anything which comes in different shapes with smart features. So that is one of the advantage of today's the so-called KM, knowledge management discipline, which can utilize and make use of existing information or data and convert and contextualize to upgrade the systems to increase the efficiency of an organization, or you call it in any sector. Customization. Customization is nothing but adaptable. How we can customize the certain technologies to a particular purpose. So we can call KM in healthcare, we can say KM in government sector, we can say KM in schools or in educational sector. So the different types of systems or the softwares which we are calling, how we can customize those technologies for the betterment of learning as well as the efficiency, organizational efficiency, such as cost cutting or increasing the efficiency of employees, so-called human resource management, you can name anything. Then the collaboration. What is collaboration? Collaboration through various social processes. There is a social networking applications or social applications which you call, like Twitter we have LinkedIn, we have different types of apps which are, we generally call it as a Web 2.40 tools. Those are the part of collaboration of collaborating activities. This is not the end. Once we have accessibility, once we have a customization, once we have a collaboration, then we have a recognition. Now what is recognition? Let us take, you are getting into a e-learning module and completing certain skill set or developing certain skill set and learning a certain skill set, then you require certain recognition. That recognition comes in the form of a certification. If you get a certificate, you will be happy and you have authority to further claim your knowledge, your skills in any sector. Now the technological focus area of KM include innovation and arriving at new tools, then the interactivity features, then the competitiveness and the collaboration which we discussed earlier is also part of the framework of knowledge management systems. Organization should develop a clear roadmap and a vision strategy in line with its goals and objectives for a knowledge enabled organization. So then only we can say that yes, this organization is following knowledge management principles, or it is using certain KM systems or KM philosophy in achieving its goals and objectives. So a clear roadmap starting from the topmost management till the grassroots sections or the departments, that kind of arrangement organization should have, then only we can achieve certain knowledge management or knowledge enabled goals and objectives, and we can justify ourselves saying that yes, this is what's happening, this is what want we change, this is what is required, this is how we can increase the efficiency of a system. Hence it is important for organization to evaluate and determine appropriate knowledge management tools. Application of information technology and automation of organizational processes have invented many innovative and customized knowledge management tools. The Internet, for example, the killer application, which is the major platform for n number of applications, which is called so-called high-end technologies, are based on or part of this killer platform called Internet, which provides the perfect connectivity basis for knowledge management tools. So knowledge management system refers to a class of information systems applied to managing organizational knowledge. That is, they are IT-based systems developed to support and enhance the organizational processes of knowledge creation, storage, retrieval, transfer, and application. There are a range of information communication technologies which have been closely aligned and employed with knowledge management arena, or you call knowledge management domain. These technologies got divided into two directions. The first direction, or the first one, is focused on managing knowledge, supporting individual learning and direct communication. Some of the example of this included decision support systems, intranet data warehouses, and video conferencing facilities. The second side, which were discussed, are focused towards on the collective emergent nature of knowledge sharing, such as social networks, Web 2.40 technologies, taxonomies, semantic web. So when we talk about knowledge management system or knowledge management as a systematic discipline, the framework which requires to know how the information technology is impacting on certain knowledge components which are part of those such automated systems. There are certain tools, or if you want to design a tool or we have to use such tools, those should work in the form of a framework. Those frameworks have been given in 8C formats. What are those 8 C's? First one is connectivity, second is content, third is community, 4 is culture, fifth one is capacity, sixth one is cooperation, seventh one commerce, and the last one is capital. So this will form the part of that knowledge management framework. Largely these technologies help organizations in creating electronic data storehouses that end up acting as a storehouse of information. This is one of the problem, or you can say it is a challenge for those who are go on debating on applying knowledge management or practicing knowledge management in any system. We are using traditional systems or so-called the information systems and embedding certain knowledge features or knowledge control features in those systems, and we are calling them as a knowledge management systems. But what is happening is we have all those systems, but at the end of the day, these are just nothing but a storehouse of information, which largely misses the knowledge component or further extension of those technologies or institutionalization of such technologies in a corporate system. However, utilization of such data repositories is often limited, and the very basic objective knowledge sharing is largely missing in such automated systems. Depending on organizational strategy, culture, technical skills, and knowledge requirements, a number of knowledge management tools can be appropriately integrated and even deployed. Let us discuss a little bit about information communication technologies. As we discussed that these are the base or the base platforms where we call these are the to hold or to embed the knowledge management tool components. ICTs or information communication technologies has opened floodgate opportunities for driving KM activities in every organization. As a result, many organizations, especially corporate business ventures, are realigning their work culture and systems for effective knowledge management. Difficulty in most knowledge management initiative lies in changing organizational culture. This is one of the greatest challenge in each and every, if you take the business setups and the work culture, and larger focus is always on information systems. So we go on debating, we go on deploying knowledge management tools, but we try to, we never reach the 100% on how to control that, how to achieve that. Yes, this organization has a culture which we require or what they desire. That is not achieved. If you see any of the literature also, most of such kind of activities are not 100% to that level. So most of the today's KM systems are based on information management concepts and ICT tools. So knowledge is different from information. If you see the pyramid also, we have data, then we have information, then the refined stage we have knowledge, and we call it as next as a wisdom. So it's always, we cannot directly say that these are same. Knowledge is different from information. Handling of that kind of knowledge requires diverse set of skills, tools, and technologies. For example, tacit knowledge, which is not easily one can store somewhere or tap as and when it required. But the reskilling or the extracting that kind of knowledge requires a lot of new set of skills or technologies. It is important to keep in mind that technology is not the ultimate for a KM. So technology is an enabler, technology is a tool. Hence, KM is about building organizational intelligence by enabling people to improve the way they work in capturing, sharing, and using knowledge. In a broader sense, KM requires technologies to support new strategies, processes, and methods. Techniques to better create, disseminate, share, and apply the best knowledge anytime, anywhere, which we already discussed, across the team, across teams, across the organization, and outside the organization. Hence, communication and collaboration technologies are the keys to make use of intranet, internet, and mobile platforms, which are popularly called as killer applications of growth. What are some of the prerequisites which you require when we define knowledge management? or when we are going to implement knowledge management in any organizational system. We call it as a knowledge portal, for example, or the basic requirement. Now, what are knowledge portals? We have information portals, but knowledge portals are a little different. How? Such portals or technologies may have intelligent technologies for managing knowledge. There may be some embedded or inbuilt technologies which acts as intelligent tools. Knowledge profiling, that's nothing but personal knowledge profiles. Who, for example, who knows what? Let us take a large organizations like software industries. If you see the human resources, the number of human resources such companies, not in thousands, those are in lakhs. So, controlling those profiles and identifying who is doing what, who is having what type of knowledge, who is contributing where, what is his efficiency, this requires knowledge profiling. Knowledge profiling is not easy when such a huge number of staff are part of a corporate sector. So, some intelligent systems should be built in such knowledge portals to help and profiling of those knowledge and further using such knowledge resources across the teams or across the projects or across the delivery systems. There are collaborative workspaces to track these kind of activities. For example, shared workspaces. There are shared vision and mission. There are specific team objectives. There are knowledge plans. There are team member roles and responsibilities. Team contracts. Best knowledge bases or knowledge banks you can call. There are expert locator. So task management, shared calendar management, meeting management, document libraries, discussion forums, centralized email, capturing of new learnings and ideas, peer reviews, learning reviews, after action reviews, new knowledge nominations. So there are so many such concepts which are further institutionalized in knowledge management system to control and to profile and to make use of the efficient and to increase the efficiency of that particular organization or any system. Now, coming to the same basic features or what you call the prerequisites of KM system. The system should also respond to emergency requirements. For example, to process urgent requests in the portal. Let us take, there is a requirement of certain critical activities in an organization. The portal should respond, there should be a facility or a feature which should respond to that particular group and help. There are document libraries. What are the document libraries? There are central repositories of these documents in organizations. Why they store these documents? There are various reasons. There are various applications of this storage of these documents. For example, an audit department or a finance department of a sector system is storing certain documents in a central repository. Means these documents are required as and when required by the auditors or the external agencies to check the compliance activities of that particular organization. Knowledge server and services. Centralized knowledge server with advanced search features, which really helps an organization to see and extract the stored information which is there in their knowledge server. We cannot use a public search engine like a Google to search an organization's internal knowledge or internal information or internal document. For such requirements, we should have our own centralized knowledge server and use with the advanced search features to track that information. Knowledge bases or banks. It consists of your discussion forums, knowledge objects, and find and publishing features. Now, when we talk about the prerequisites of knowledge management, how this can be contextualized to library and information domain. Knowledge management can help libraries to develop into more efficient organizations. Taking advantage of the new demands of the knowledge society, leading to the improvement and development of new services to users. In addition to increasing the use, creation, and sharing among the library staff. Implementing KM in libraries leads to perfecting the ability of this organization to learn, identify, and use knowledge of internal and external sources in their processes and activities. The KM in libraries will also lead to the generation of new knowledge, development of new procedures and practices to improve the integration and also sharing of knowledge within the organizations. A fine-tuned KM approach or a KM program in libraries can help in reduce cost, increase revenue and staff efficiency, improve the activities, products and services, and in overall growth and performance of library. Let me quote one of the important 21st century skill cited by the Special Library Association, which you can see in the link which I have given. They have given a very good the skills which are required in the 21st century to control or to see how knowledge management can help and how these tools can be used to provide the services to users. I will quote that: information professional harness current and appropriate technology tools to deliver the best services, provide the most relevant and accessible resources, develop and deliver teaching tools to maximize clients' use of information, and capitalize on the library and information environment of the 21st century. It is one of the well said statement in that the document which published in the SLA website. Again, some of the key skills which they also mention: SSS selects, applies current and emerging information tools and create information, access and delivery solutions. These are all linked to library and information professionals skills which are required in the 21st century. Applies, expert in databases, indexing, metadata and information analysis and synthesis to improve information retrieval and use in the organization. Protects the information privacy of clients and maintains awareness of and response to new challenges to privacy. Maintain current awareness of emerging technologies that may not be currently relevant but may become relevant tools of future information resources, services or applications. Let us discuss some of the knowledge management tools and their broad categories. You can see this image here. In this image we have given various types of categories of knowledge management tools. Those tools may be, one can call them as information technology tools or information communication technology tools, but these tools are also classified as knowledge management tools or tools which support knowledge management activities. We will see first the Groupware technologies. Now, what are the Groupware technologies? These are the type of computer programs that enables individuals to collaborate. And the focus of Groupware technologies on common goals, also called collaborative software. This Groupware technology is also known as collaborative software. In knowledge management, collaboration is a key for success. So there is the importance of these Groupware technologies in knowledge management activities. And these are largely used in information exchange and in creating common repositories, discussion platforms, and even messaging services. These technologies also follow the open architecture and helps in customization of applications. These are the two advantages of these Groupware technologies. I'll give you a small example here. Universities, academic institutes like George Washington University, they are using a tool called Entopias Quantum. This tool is used to build content and a collaboration platform between faculty and students, building social link to tacit knowledge and encouraging knowledge sharing. This is one of the examples how we can use these Groupware technologies in academic institutions. The broad categories of Groupware are communication tools. Communication tools are nothing but These tools are used for sending messages and files, including email, web publishing, wikis, file sharing, etc., etc. Conferencing tool, audio, video, and web conferencing, chat tools, forums, etc. Collaborative management tools. These tools are managing group activities. Example, project management systems, workflow systems, information management systems. These are some of the broad categories of groupware technologies. Some of the features of collaborative tools in the context of knowledge management: affinity holding, knowledge mapping, threading and polling, anonymity, group documentation and rating, notification and access management. So these are some of the unique features of those groupware technologies. Let me give you a few examples to groupware technologies. Microsoft Exchange is one of the very leading server-based groupware, which has been highly used. Then we have Office 365. This is also one of another very famous groupware platform. Then we have 24/7 Office ERP. Like that, we have listed many software tools. I will not discuss each and every one here because I can give only the examples. Like Action Mint, we have Honeymoon, we have Growth Site, we have IBM Notes. This is one of the third what you call collaborative software, which is well known in the market. It was formerly known as Lotus Notes. Then we have Kanban tool, we have Basecamp. Okay, let me discuss some of the features of Intranet. So once groupware is done, the intranets are nothing but they are private networks, and intranets are also well known as those are the major knowledge management enabling platforms. An intranet is a private network operated by a large company or other organizations which uses internet technologies but is insulated from the global internet. Why these tools are so powerful? Because these are the major platform for groupware applications and publishing. It enhances collaborations and it enhances the productivity and socialization. If you take examples of a corporate sector or in a government body or in education institutions, they all post, publish, create, recreate and collaborate on the internal portals. Portals are hosted in their intranets, and this influences organizational culture and to act as a repository for embedded knowledge. So what are some of the modern intranet features? Mobile intranet access. Best example is the SharePoint 2013, which provides n number of features for such a mobile intranet platform. Then we have an enterprise social, a social element for users' interaction. Example, Microsoft's Yammer. Like you have Facebook, you have WhatsApps, like that. Now these corporate sectors, if you want an organizational level, if you want to create such a social network for a closed user group for interactions, that can be done through enterprise socials. One of the best examples is Microsoft's Yammer. Then intranet integration. Single sign-on across multiple systems and content sourcing. This is another one of the advanced features of modern intranet. Then responsive design. With respect to searches, we can have federated search, we have search filters, hoover effects and flat designs. So when I say the flat designs, we are talking about lean designs. We will not create congestion, and these sites, such portals will be highly user friendly and easy to create and easy to manage. Then we have a mega menus where we don't want our users to scroll down or scroll up while creating contents. Then clever use of multimedia, then fat footers, and recently another advanced technology called cloud integrations. For example, you have a software as a service. We call it as a SaaS, or we call it as a PaaS, or a platform as a service. Like that, we have different services over cloud. Then we have extranet. Now extranets are nothing but these are the extended intranets that is accessible to some people from the outside the company, or you can take it as a system or an organization or institution, or possibly shared by more than one organization. Extranets provide access to people who work for different organizations too. In an extranet, everyone has access to the same data in the same format. That is another advantage of extranets. And these networks are more secure when we want to send the data or we want to share the data over the public intranet. That is possible through VPN protocols, also called virtual private networks. An extranet can enhance collaboration and information transfer with partners in the external networks. Next, we will discuss about data warehousing. Now, what are this data warehousing? A data warehouse provides an infrastructure that enables organization to extract, clean, and store vast amounts of data from operational systems for efficient and accurate responses to users' queries. That's what called data warehousing. It also empowers knowledge workers with the information that allows them to make decisions based on a solid foundation of facts. Only a fraction of the required knowledge exists on computers. Majority of a firm's intellectual assets exist in a knowledge in the minds of employees, largely as a tacit knowledge. Now, how these data warehouses are helping in such activity? For example, in a corporate sector, you take any IT company, people are using Microsoft Outlook as a daily information sharing platform. There are thousands of mails are interchanged on a daily basis between employees, between customers, between external agencies. Now, how this information is stored? This information is stored on a respective inboxes. Now, these inboxes are further controlled by the centralized server systems, email servers. So, if somebody wants to find out a pattern of information sharing between these employees and what exactly happening, or what is the use of such interactions, for example, there is a business going on, or you want to deploy some employees at on-site, or you want to sign certain documents with your client for initiating business at on-site. All these kind of activities and the interactions are happening through these emails. So data warehousing is a best example to analyze and create a knowledge, to extract knowledge from such wide area of information email servers. Data warehouse can be used as a clearinghouse of knowledge to be used throughout the organization by the employees to support their knowledge intensive decision making activities. So these are some of the examples of data warehouse. Big data, we have Hadoop. Hadoop, many people, is a very well known Apache based open source software that is a collaborative project that enables distributed processing of large data sets across clusters of commodity servers. Data mining is the process of extracting knowledge hidden from large volumes of raw data and information. So the knowledge must be new, and the simply extracting knowledge, processing data or extracting some information from a large data sets is not enough. We cannot say it is a knowledge which is important. So the knowledge must have a use component, and too much data and too little information. That we all know that even if you see the internet also, search engines, the maximum information which you get when you give a search query, which doesn't make any sense. You have a lot of information, but there is no sense. So this data mining is a technique to extract the relevant knowledge through processing of this data or further refinement of data into information that can be possible through these data mining technologies. There is a need to extract useful information from the data and further interpretation and contextualization. It's a particular situation. Then only it is effectively used as a knowledge, or that data or that information has been put into action. If we know how to reveal valuable knowledge hidden in the raw data, data might be one of our most valuable assets. Data mining is the tool to extract diamonds of knowledge from your historical data and predict outcomes of future situations. Some of the emerging trends in data mining include distributed collective data mining, multimedia mining, spatial and geographic data mining, phenomenal data mining. Phenomenal data mining is nothing but a focus on the relationship between phenomena and data. Then customizable services. For example, there is a good news that how data mining can help in our day-to-day requirements. Data mining can lead to a better customized services, like for example, you don't have to spend hours on looking a book you are interested in, because a book recommender system has already figured out your next favorite by studying your borrowing records. You might have seen in larger online shops like Amazon, or some of the interesting features like once you read or see a book, you will get a lot of customized content saying that these are the future books which are on this particular subject. Now these are possible through the data mining. However, there is also a disadvantageous side, or you can say some kind of constraints. We may lose our privacy while enjoying all the benefits from data mining. That means when your personal data is easily collected by different private companies, we will finally be exploited by their new pricing strategies, and they are bombarded with sending emails or communicating through WhatsApp or Twitter, whatever it is. Some of the social media services such as Goodreads to evaluate books, LinkedIn to evaluate skill matches to a job posting, Facebook to match personal interests. So these are all part of your data mining activities, and these are some of the typical examples or the common examples which are part of which are known as social media applications. So these are the selective data mining tools: Oracle Data Miner, then we have SAS, that is called Statistical Analysis System, then IBM Intelligent Miner, DB Miner, so on and so forth. Now we will see the decision support systems. What are decision support systems? Decision making is seen as a knowledge intensive activity, which we have discussed in earlier slides also. So decision support system is a computer based application that collects, organizes and analyzes business data to facilitate quality business decision making for management. DSS are seen as knowledge representation and processing mechanisms that further augment human knowledge into knowledge management, or you can say it will support the human knowledge management activity. The integration of the knowledge management function into classic decision support system can improve decision making performance in two senses. What are those two senses? Number one, enhancing the quality of services by having an expert readily available to users when human experts are in short supply. Second, assisting a human expert by making their decisions more consistently. So these are the two senses which we can see in the classic system of decision support systems. Since 1990s, knowledge management has been playing an important role in the new generation of DSS, or decision support system. Those are called as knowledge based decision support systems, or KBDSS. In today's rapidly changing business world, agile and flexible organizations require their employees to change their work focus very frequently. So there is nothing like that. Today you have entered into one particular department or particular area, you will continue with your retirement. So this in industry or the business sectors, there is a constant changes, constant development. So there is a skilling and reskilling activities happening in a very lightning speed. Therefore, KBDSS with the domain knowledge can provide better support for decisions in general. So this is a site on DSS. So these are some of the examples of decision support systems. We have Analytico, we have Paramount Decisions, we have Style Intelligence, etc. Now let us see content management systems. A content management system is a software that tracks of every piece of content on your website, much like your library keeps track of books, stores, and retrieves them. Modern content management systems are user-friendly and less technical skills to manage. Systems that require regular content updates cannot survive without a content management system. So there is a larger importance for content management systems. Content management systems are commonly used to record lessons learned, product development knowledge, customer knowledge base, human resources management, talent acquisition, talent transformation, and methods-based knowledge. So these are some of the HR jargons which largely is seen in the industries or the corporate sectors, but these are now widely used in any organization or any institutions. Some of the advanced features of content management systems: seamless exploration of data, authoring templates, maintaining integrity of web pages, periodical review of content, archiving and usage tracking, metadata and version control, very important. As we are go on updating our content, go on changing our the structure of the data structures, and using those formats, then rule setting and alerts for different types of activities. Like we have emails, there will be some kind of rules we can fix, and we can use those. The transfer of information can be controlled by setting rules and alerts. That is the best example is if you take the Microsoft's Outlook. Indexing and surrogate records. You are creating the abstract records to your indexing and further linking that information for larger text or more information. Then audits and access control and interoperability. So these are some of the advanced features one can see in the modern content management systems. Content management systems are very relevant to knowledge management since they are responsible for the creation, management, and distribution of content. Example, enterprise knowledge portals. We have discussed this portal earlier also, but when it comes to classification of these various knowledge management tools, we have included portals under content management systems. Portals promote what? Portals promote knowledge sharing among end users. End users means they may be customers or employees as well as. Provides access to data, either structured, stored in databases, data warehouses, etc., and helps in organization of unstructured data. So if you take example of any big organization's internal portal, or what you call enterprise portal. Knowledge portals provide information about all business activities, and they are capable of supplying metadata to support decision making. A knowledge portal doesn't focus on the content of the information, but focus on how it will be used by the knowledge workers. So the interaction is more important in a knowledge portal. How the employees use the features, the applications which are meant or designed for the employees as well as the end customers of that organization, and how they are using, how by using such systems, how they can extract and capture the knowledge of human resources of that particular system or organization. Maybe the information or the interactions and knowledge can be anything. Maybe, for example, take an example of people who are collaborating on a project, and there are war rooms. That means the employees who can share their problems over the such knowledge portals, and they can come out with a conclusion and come out with the solutions. The same solution can be further shelved and put it in the lessons learned databases, and that can be further used and reused by other project teams. Business intelligence, content management, data management, and data warehouses are some of the basic elements for enterprise knowledge portal. These are some of the select examples of content management systems. WordPress is one of the leading free and open source blogging tool and is a content management system. Then we have Joomla, Joomla is a free again, and it is a very famous content management system widely used by various types of organizations to create their internal portals and for content management system. Then we have Drupal, then we have WebGUI, then we have Concrete 5, it is also another leading content management system. We have ModeX. So these are some of the examples for content management systems. We'll see document management systems. Document management system is one of the precursor technologies to content management. So there can be overlap between content management system and document management systems. When we call it a document management system, in some of the setups, it is purely nothing but a centralized repository of documents. But it has also more than a repository. Document management also helps in content capture, publishing, storage, document repositories, indexing, creating metadata and retrieval of documents. The features of document management system include storage location, security, user privileges, access control, version control, audit trails, document protection and lockdown. So some of the features which also overlap with the content management systems. Document control is an important aspect of document management system in certain organizations. For example, industries like accounting firms, for some example like 8th European Union Directive, Sarbanes-Oxley Act, then Food Safety Acts, ISO, medical devices manufacturing of blood, human cells, tissue products, etc., etc. There are certain government regulated regulations or requirements to store and keep those documents for compliance management, for compliance checks, for audit checks. So these are some of the very critical documents which must be stored and protected for further verification for a further period of time. So if somebody is not following such methods which are mandatory and which are the basic compliance requirements in those organizations, if somebody is failing to comply, there may be fines for them from the government or from the regulations body, or there is a loss of business, there will be a blacklisting of the company or damage to your business reputation. Anything can happen. It depends upon the controlling body, what kind of treaties, what kind of rules and regulations they have. So document management system has a very important act here also, application. So what are these examples for the document management systems? We have M-File DMS, E-File Cabinet, then we have Paperport Pro, then we have Pinpoint, File Center Pro, we have DocMe. There are quite a number of very good document management systems which are selected. So we have seen different categories of knowledge management tools and what are the advanced features or the modern features which we have in those softwares. Also we have seen select examples. The more information is available with this in each slide. So in summary, in a nutshell, we can say these technologies like social media, largely we call it as a disruptive phenomenon, or we call this technology as a disruptive technologies. They're largely helping in democratization of creation and use of knowledge, because this kind of technology has a larger impact and widely used, and which are powerful technologies. So the future of knowledge management is about managing unstructured content. Now the unstructured content is generated through this kind of social media or social networks. Substituting internal organizations web with the public web. Now what it is, let us take you have a controlled internal organizations portal, or you call it as internal organizations web. Now you want to link the data which is available internally with the person's public presence. For example, you are checking his internal profile, his biodata, also linking it with his LinkedIn profile outside available in the public web, and making a decision whether we have to hire him, whether we have to promote him, whether we have to give him a new portfolio or a new role in the organization. So this is one of the example. Like that, we can substitute organization's internal web with the public web based on our requirement. So this is another interesting feature which has been practiced, which we are practicing, and it is an emerging area also. Then crowdsourcing. In future, what's going to happen? In future, the crowd will decide what is current and useful. You go to many websites or go to any kind of e-commerce websites, or you see any of the social networks like Facebook, Twitter. If somebody is discussing on a product and somebody is discussing on a service, this is people's voice. If somebody says that this product is not good, there will be hundreds of threads, hundreds of people reply, hundreds of people like it, hundreds of people say that it is, they make it as a unlike. So based on that rating, the product will fall down, or the company may get closed, or the brand may fade away. So the future is based on crowd. So no doubt that game is an enormously complex space, and impact of social media magnifies this challenge. Thank you, students, for hearing me. I would like to give few more points on this. Encourage employee interaction through social intranet. This is another one of the interesting fact which we can see in knowledge management activities. Use Kanban tools, for example. It is nothing but workflow systems to share knowledge about team workflow. Examples are Atlassians, Kanbanize, things like that. There is also certain technologies like Evernote. You might have seen in your smartphones if you're using Windows or any other operating systems. These kind of apps helps in taking, to use note-taking tools to share strategic across teams. So these are some of the just little examples which I am going to quote in the summary. So ultimately, this knowledge management is one of the very interesting area, and one has to try and use very relevant knowledge management tools which has highly important, which are which can implement in our day-to-day work activities like libraries or information centers, and make use of such technologies based on our requirements. It is always better to take a kind of evaluation before implementing and using these kind of knowledge management tools, because institutionalization of such technologies or making those advanced knowledge management tools as a platform should be taken with great care and as well as with interest. Thank you, students, once again. Hope you enjoyed my lecture. Thank you.